Josh, what do you think?
Yes. It's probably my favorite puzzle.
Big shocker there.
Yeah, it's my favorite puzzle ever, I think. I don't... Yes, I think I enjoy this more than I enjoy Tetris.
Whoa. All right. Different kind of game.
I don't not like Tetris, but especially... Like the NES, I hate the NES Tetris is not good. I don't even kind of like playing the NES Tetris. The Game Boy one is the one I probably have the most affinity for.
Yep.
And I definitely enjoy this more than I enjoy the Game Boy Tetris. So yes, I mean, there's little tiny gripes. I think I've managed to justify all the little controller bitches I have as being deliberate developer choices to, impose difficulty on the game. Like, I think the tone of it is fun. I love that fucking sound cue. The music is great. There's a lot of it, I think, for what the game is. Like, you don't ever get sick of the music playing. There's not like it's not relying on. Yeah. Actually, that's one of the bitches about fucking Game Boy Tetris is the fucking only 2 songs, and you have to choose it doesn't even alternate them. It chooses. You have to choose one, and you listen to it the entire time. The whole time. Granted, that's a Game Boy title, and I don't even know if the NES one is the same way or not. But just as an example of there being kind of a nice amount to the soundtrack. Yeah. Plenty of fun pickups. The enemies are varied enough. The difficulties they impose on the game is varied enough. Like, there's no snakes. Like the default dumbass video game enemy. It's just everything is creative and unique and I'm surprised. I'm really surprised that this developer otherwise has nothing worth talking about. Because it is such to me, an original and unique creative work. You know what I mean? For the time. So
I don't know, man. Yeah, I would agree. Did I have fun? Yeah. Like, would I recommend it to someone else? We already did. If they're in the market for like some low key puzzle type action, like, yeah, why not? Like, if this was remastered, like in some later, like nicer looking form, on a current gen platform, like,
I'll play it. Can you imagine, like, dude, holy shit. Can you imagine like a fucking VR? Because this is like, it's trying to be a 3D situation. You know what I mean? The idea of putting this in VR would be a fucking blast.
I think it would be amazing, because there were times when we were playing it and, Zion kept saying like, oh, it's like 3D before there was 3D, kind of. And I was like, I understand what you're saying, but I wanted to like see closer and like, if it was in VR, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, man. Holy shit. Yeah.
Any kind of re-rendering. So yeah, I'm a fan. I will say at later points in the levels, there was definitely a point where I was like, all right, I could see people's gripes. Or after playing 20 some levels of these, I was like, okay, but I would still pick up and play it if I was bored. So
yeah. By the time I got, because there is a. Attrition's the wrong word. It's a little strong, but like there is like a lull to playing this where you're like, okay, I'm kind of like, you're starting to see the repeats of the boards. Mm-hmm. Like there's maybe not as much quite as much variance as you might like in that aspect of it. But by the time that started to wear on me, I was close enough to the known end and in such a groove in my skill level that I was able to overcome that and want to personally finish. Like I said, I expected to not finish and still did. I think that is kind of the physical embodiment of what I'm getting at here. Like, I had no intention of actually finishing the game or even being able to, let alone wanting to. And when it came down to it, I ended up doing so and did it with bells on, without hesitation. Yeah. So, I was pleasantly surprised. Yep. And that's kind of thing too. Like, as much as I had played it, and part of that is like the controller discovery. Like I said, I think is part of this. But I guess I had played it more casually to date, and like the idea of really sitting down and nose to the grindstone and really trying to get better at it, I was surprised at how much I was able to do that, given how much I'd already played. So I think that also demonstrates like a spectrum of ability that maybe you wouldn't guess this game has looking at it on the surface when you first play it. You know what I mean? As far as being able to develop and get better at the game. And that is a credit to gameplay, I think, so. Yes, play Zoom. And fuck, Jesus Christ, we got to get in touch. We got to find a VR developer and get this fucking going, dude. That's $1 million idea. Let's go right now. We will. Well, we gotta find our. Do you have these resources at the?
Somebody can get it done. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
They have. Don't they have a not kind of an app lab situation? Don't they have like a developer program? Like a indie developer?
ID at Xbox. Like, it's huge.
So you have a database. Games, You have a database of people that are probably good at this that are dying. All you got to do is, I'm one of the bigwigs there. Like, let's talk and let's have a fucking Zoom and get this going, Jay. This is $1 billion idea.
Let's go. Let's do it.
We'll talk about it offline.